Warning: this podcast has adult content, foul language, alcohol use, and sexual content not suitable for children. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast for entertainment purposes only. Never attempt reenactments. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast. I'm Tony, your host, and with our co-host tonight. We actually have our co-host tonight, Jen. Say hi.
Yes. Hi, I'm Jen.
She's here.
I'm finally here.
I wasn't lying. And we have a special guest tonight. We have Annie.
Hi,
Say hi.
guys. How are you?
We're going to ask some questions tonight, and they're both going to answer because Jen hasn't had the time to answer, she wasn't on before. She wasn't able to be on, so she wasn't able to answer these questions before. So we're going to start with Annie's going to answer first, and then Jen's going to chime in with her answers. If she feels like answering them.
Yes, some of them I'll have to plead the fifth.
So Annie, who is the most interesting or crazy person you've met?
Well, I have to go with interesting. And I just knocked it off the place you told me to put it so it didn't fall down. But the most interesting is an older gentleman. He's 90 years old. He comes in. I see him usually on Saturday nights about 8:45. He pulls in, and that is Harold. And Harold is a charmer. It takes about 3 minutes for him to be surrounded by every female that is at the bar because he's very quick-witted. He's sharp as a tack, and I just love talking to him about some of the things he's done in his life. So Harold is my guy for who's the most interesting person.
He is. He is interesting.
I have to agree with you, Annie. He is very interesting, and he so much knowledge and so much history, and just his life stories are incredible.
And he's funny.
Yes, he is. He does have a good sense of humor. And he's so funny that he likes to flirt. And it's like the cutest thing. He is definitely a charmer.
That's perfect. Yes, he is. He can flirt. Oh boy, can he flirt. And I like his songs. He sings all the old songs at the appropriate time. It's just really fun. He's really fun. He stays for a couple of drinks and then he goes home.
Yep.
God bless him.
He has all the guys in the bar that want to be like him when they're 90,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So the second question is the worst thing you've ever seen happen while you were working.
Okay. This is kind of sad. The worst thing I've ever seen happen and experienced was a coworker of mine who had diabetes and went into diabetic seizures.
Oh.
And yes, and a fellow worker also. He was talking with him or his wife. I'm not exactly sure, but I got a call over our intercom system at the bar with this god-awful wailing, Annie, get here, hurry, hurry. And I got down there and saw that. So, of course, I ran and got some kind of sugar so that we could feed him. And then I had to go back and tend, because I had a full bar. But that, for years, I worked with this young man for years. And every night after that, I made him check his sugar before I would let him drive. Because at that time, he lived in Hyde Park, and we were working in Beacon. So it scared me.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Driving home. Yeah. So I have to say, for that, that's the thing that came to mind the most. And whenever I think of poor Jim, that's what I think of. I'm sorry, Jim, if you're listening.
Well,
But
he's
yes,
okay. So, I mean,
yes,
it's good if he's okay.
yes.
Jen, do you care to answer that one?
Well, I have to say one of the worst things that I've ever seen was I was actually at the bar I was working at. I was in the back office and I heard noise out back, like on the side. Um, so I go outside to interrogate, and somebody pulled out of the parking lot like a bat out of hell, and there was a person laying on the side of the bar, keeled over. It ended up being whoever threw him out of the car just left him there. The person overdosed, and these people just dropped him there.
Nice.
And I could hear sirens and stuff, so they must have ended up calling somebody as they ditched him and ran. But they tried Narcan on him, and don't believe he actually survived, to my understanding from the police officer that came.
Oh,
Wow.
So I'd have to say that was one of the worst things I've ever seen at a place where I had bartended.
oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Yes,
Ugh, terrible,
absolutely.
terrible. Ugh,
I hope other people don't have stories that bad.
Yeah, that
kind of
sat with me for a long time. You know, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you try CPR, which I did try CPR, and so because it was just a matter of moments. I mean, it seemed like a long time before an ambulance got there, but I did try CPR. That didn't work. So, you know, that stays with you, you know. And
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
did you
Oh.
ask previous to this? I think it was part of who is the most interesting and crazy person you met,
That was the first question. Yeah.
right? I have to answer crazy person if you don't mind me jumping back. I
Oh, yeah,
have
go
to
ahead.
say Michael is one of the crazy people.
Michael's when I was doing this one with Michael, I asked him that question, and I said, "Well, you're the craziest person I've ever met." So I agree with you on that, because he definitely is the craziest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Annie, have you met Michael? You've met Michael,
Oh
right?
boy, have I met Michael.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, and the things that come
Yes,
out of
I
his
have.
mouth.
Yes. But you know what? I think he's very entertaining. He's very
yeah.
animated. You cannot get bored for 1 second when he's around. And
That
he
is
plays
true.
good music.
And that's why I have him on this show as a guest very often. He's been on the first 4 episodes.
Oh,
Oh,
Annie,
yes.
did they tell you what he did to me on my surprise 50th birthday party at the bar?
No, what?
No, I'll let
no.
Tony tell you that.
He gave her a lap dance.
Did he really?
He gave her a
Yes,
lap
he
dance.
did.
Recorded? Was George there?
I don't know.
Everybody
What
just-
George there?
Yeah,
I don't
George was in
remember.
the back, wasn't he?
I think he was in the back. I don't think he saw that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm or
I
sure.
was so embarrassed.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I
I
mean,
couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I gave her a lap dance too.
Yes, Tony did too. She was my first lap dance.
how did I miss all
I
of
give
this?
her a lap dance too.
Was I not
Right
there
in the
yet?
middle of the bar.
I don't think you were there yet. I don't think
No,
you were
I
there
guess
yet, Annie.
not. I guess not. That's all right. I had plenty of time to accumulate my own crazy things, I guess. But yeah, the
Yeah.
first time I ever met Michael, he came in, and I think it was Richie was there. I don't
Oh,
remember
geez.
who it was. And they just made a see you later, have a good time. Like, what the heck? And it took me about
Yeah.
5 minutes to realize why they were. But I just had a good time.
You know, what are you going to do? As long as
Yeah.
he was respectful and he didn't give me a
Oh,
lap dance. I'm going to have to
sometimes,
tell him it's my birthday so I get one.
sometimes he's not respectful, but
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, well,
but
he's always been respectful to me. Oh,
like you say, he's very animated and very entertaining.
Yes, he is.
mhm,
Yes, he is.
very much so.
Uh, and everybody knows him. It's funny. It seems everybody knows him.
As soon as you say his name, yes, they all
Yeah.
know. They all know.
Yep. All right. So on to question number 3. What is the weirdest, most random thing you've ever seen happen?
Wow. Well, these type of birds, but I got to tell you, anybody that knows me knows that if there's a lightning storm out, pull your
Mhm.
children to safety and all slow moving adults and animals because I will run them over to get under a bed. I do not do
Oh.
lightning. So at Southern Duchess Bowl, where I worked, you could look out on the lanes through my service window from the bar.
Uh-huh.
It was a lightning storm. The leagues hadn't come in yet, and both doors were open on either side of the bar. Both entry doors were. And I was setting up the bar, and I heard this god awful sound, and I saw this streak of lightning go.
Ooh.
There were 40 lanes in that place. Go from the right side open door, right across the lanes, about 3 feet above them, and right out the left side of the door.
Oh my God. Did you freak out?
Did I freak out? The guy at the front desk came running down to make sure that I was still alive. I could not even talk.
God.
It was not it was not
Wow.
good. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. It traveled sideways. It didn't travel
Wow.
up and down. It went sideways. So I guess they say it follows drafts, maybe. I don't know. But whatever it did, I still say it was somebody tapping on the back of my head going, ha, 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 I'm going to get you, so you better behave.
Wow.
I'm sure that's how I'm going, one way or another, is by lightning. So
Oh,
I think it was
jeez.
just someone jumping up in front of me going, and I'm going to get you. Yeah, that got me. That was bad. That was bad. How about you, Jet?
Well, the one place that I worked at, there's a ghost in there. I'm telling you, I don't know. Whoever believes in that stuff, they can call me crazy all you want. But the weirdest thing happened was all the lights turned off in the back. Now, it wasn't a fuse. It wasn't anything. I went from the bar to go to the back to find out why the lights went out. By the time I got back there and everything, and I'm looking, and I'm getting a little nervous because I'm by myself. All the doors are locked and everything. So I was looking around. There was like nothing going on or whatever. There was nothing wrong with any of the breakers. And I come up to the front of the bar, and then the lights come back on again. Now here I'm thinking that somebody's still in the bar, locked in there with me, messing with me,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah.
nobody in there. So I have to think it's the weirdest thing, other than Halloween decorations that get just turn themselves around by themselves.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have you to thank for that because they were your decorations.
Oh.
Oh,
That damn doll that's in the jar, the doll
The
head that's
baby in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing I always returned away from me, or I would put it up on top of the lotto ticket machine
I
and
got rid of that, by the way.
and I face it away from me. Now there's nobody in the bar now because I'm closing up. I come from the back after getting all my restock, and that thing is on the bar now. I didn't move
what?
it. Yes.
Oh,
So
No freaking way. No
I-
freaking way.
Yes, I told you that. I said there's freaky things with that damn thing.
Well, I got rid of that.
I
Goodness.
was like, somebody had to have moved it. Somebody had
Somebody
to move
had
it, and I
to.
didn't notice it.
Somebody had to have. That thing was
Oh,
heavy.
yes, it is. But the last place I
was-
put it up there, and that's the last place I knew it. It was not sitting on the bar because it was at the end of the bar, not down by the microwave. It was at the end of the bar. And I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I just locked up everything and just left.
I'm surprised you didn't quit that night.
What was that?
I'm surprised you didn't quit that night.
Oh, that was just like the freakiest thing. And then after that, anytime that I worked with that thing in there, I put it in the backpack. Like
You
where
locked it up in the freezer.
no, I put it in the OTB
It was.
room.
I found it in the kitchen a couple times.
Yes, that was probably me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
That was either
Holy
probably me or I put it in the closet where like where you turn the channels for your OTB.
Jeez.
Hell no. That thing, and I know George didn't like it either. And I don't know why I don't like dolls, period. I don't know.
That thing reminded me of that Chucky doll thing. I never watched those movies. What was that Chucky thing that ate people or did whatever?
Well, I got rid of that doll. You guys will be very happy. It's gone.
Thank you, Tony.
It went in the dumpster when we moved.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you threw that out.
Oh, I got rid of all the Halloween stuff. It's all gone.
Well,
no.
have to start
So
over.
whatever's there in the shed is all that's left because the rest of it's all gone.
You should have told me. I have plenty of room in my storage unit. You could have put it in.
You would have
Jerry's
wanted that
brother-
in your storage unit?
Jerry's brother took it.
All right.
All right, so that was the most random thing. Okay, weirdest, most random thing. Okay, so the next question is, what's the most money you've ever seen one person spend on one? Not on like a group of people, just
Right,
one person comes in and spends.
I had a guy, and it was just myself and the young man I mentioned before down back with the machines, and I was in the bar and the front person up at the desk, and this man came in and wanted to play quick draw. Now it was about 10 o'clock at night, and it's always like, oh, here we go. I thought I was going to get out of here early. I'm all stocked, everything. He started to play quick draw. Well, he spent $600. Then he left his wallet and everything on the bar, took his ATM card and we didn't have one at the bowling alley at that time. So we went in search of an ATM machine. He came back with clumps of money more. And he never won anything. Never won.
Oh my God.
Now the veins are starting to pop out on his neck. He's pacing and growling in front of the quick draw TV. Yeah. And I'm just like looking at him. Look, I've got carving knife at ready hand, one of the frying pans from the snack bar ready. I didn't know what this guy was going to do. So I just pulled the plug on the TV. After about another hour, he was running out of money again, and he was starting to get even more agitated. Wow. So I pulled the plug and I said to him, I'm sorry, what happened? It just broke down. You got to go someplace else and play. And thank God that worked. He took his wallet and he left the bar, and I ran out behind him and I locked the door. Called Joe at the front desk and said, lock the door. Don't let that guy back in. He apparently went across the street to Frank's Tavern and went over there and played. That's fine. They can handle him. But that was scary. What was this guy just going to, either he was going to stroke out or he was going to flip out. And I didn't want to be around when neither one of them happened.
Right.
Wow. How can you spend six? And this was in a matter of like 2 hours, and he didn't win one penny. Not one
Wow.
penny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was crazy. Well, how about you, Jen? What?
I actually similar, but it wasn't quick draw. It was the scratch off machine.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Tony, you know who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
We're talking a couple of $1,000 in a matter of, I'd say, an hour or two. I mean,
Scratch?
ballpark
Wow.
machine. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a few $1,000. And then he got other people in on it, and they were buying them too, and everything like that. So I think with this one person, I know it was a couple of thousand, and then the other person who started and everything like that, that was a few hundred. But that was all like in one night. It was, and I mean, it was more than one night in a row that would happen.
Yeah, that used to happen often.
Yeah.
It amazes me. It makes you wonder if they ever went to a casino. Like, what would they gamble away their house, like in the movies? You know,
I never know.
or sell their daughter or their wife or something.
Oh, God.
What on earth? No, I don't know. I've always been one that I go with $10 when it's gone. I'll have a drink.
I
I don't
even have
have
that
good
much
luck.
restraint.
No. I don't have that kind of luck. I do tell people, if you're ever on a public form of transportation and you see me on it, get off, save your life. Because
Oh,
my
wow.
luck is not good. Not good.
Jeez.
Chances?
You sound like
that-
Jen. Jen has that kind of luck.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Oh,
then
yeah.
we're fellow black clouders, huh, Jen? Holy moly. I have that one that travels over my head all the time.
Oh yeah. In a matter of a week, what did I do? Break my tailbone, got poison ivy in my eye.
In your eye?
Yep.
You've got it everywhere, not just your eye.
Yeah. Oh, I could, yes. If anything's going to happen, it happens to me. And
Yes.
I'm really not klutzy.
Oh, she's lying. She is lying. She can trip over nothing. No,
I've been known to
klutzy.
do that, but yeah. I call it dancing. See, and then nobody knows what.
You seriously just said you're not klutzy.
I'm not klutzy.
Okay.
Just random things, weird things happen to me.
Uh-huh. I've seen her in a grocery store walk by a display and the whole display falls over.
And I didn't even touch it. And
I
What's the
said,
weird thing?
Jen, you did it again.
Oh, that must be
But
the
the
person
weird
that kept
thing
putting the
is,
baby
though-
on the cloth. Oh my God.
But the weird thing is, though, I don't even touch it. I just walk by it and it falls over. I mean,
Listen to Annie cracking up.
I know. I'm trying to picture this in my mind. You should make a list of the people you want to fall over, or things to fall over on people, and then walk by them. We can take bets.
well, Tony, one time that it happened, Tony kept walking. She goes, I don't know her.
I've done that more than once, actually.
Yes, and she's laughing and she just keeps walking. And I'm like, wait up. And I'm laughing on the floor trying to pick this stuff up.
Have to leave, like if the veterans that came back from war and they would leave the sign, Kilroy was here or something on a wall, you have to put Jen was here.
Jen was
Make a
here.
little drawing. You have your own little insignia. Jen was here, and the pile of stuff on the floor.
I'm gonna get her some business cards that say that, so she can just throw it in the pile.
Yeah,
There
right.
we go. Jen was here. If you need something wrecked, call Jen. Here's
Well,
her
and
number.
the funniest thing someone's ever said that, oh, we pulled a Jen. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You need a shirt or a hat. Oh, the Jen. That's cool.
No,
As a
I have
bride.
blonde moments. I have blonde
Yes.
moments.
She does.
Blonde.
She has blonde
Oh.
moments. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's get on to the next question now.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever dated a customer or coworker?
I have not.
You
I have not. No.
I don't know if Jen's going to answer that question.
Okay. No. I was married by the time, when I started bartending. So
was I.
yeah, and that was a no. And plus the fact that why would I want to take on another Y chromosome in my life? Not happening. No. So my
Okay.
answer is no.
Yeah, my answer was also no.
Okay, good.
And Jen, are you answering that?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I never dated a coworker. I will answer that.
Okay.
Okay.
All
On to the next question then. Okay, this one's a little long. Would you rather be served an amazing drink by an awful bartender or an awful drink by an amazing bartender?
Amazing drink by an awful bartender. Because if the drink is amazing enough, you'll have enough of them that the bartender won't seem so awful anymore.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. See, I looked at it the opposite way. I'd rather have an awful drink by an amazing bartender, because if it's an awful bartender, I'm not going to be there to begin with.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Okay. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. Although I don't know very many awful bartenders in places that I go to a lot anyway. So,
Yeah,
I
agree with Tony. I'd rather have an amazing bartender and an awful drink. I'm not.
Because then I just order
so.
something else.
Yeah.
Okay, and take your chances with that. That's a good way to think about it.
Well, normally if I get a drink that, if I get a mixed drink and it's awful, then I'll just order a beer. Like, how can they mess that up? You know?
And my drink is so basic anyway. How can you, like if they mess that up, what am I going to go to? And I don't drink beer. So right?
Or I'd get a glass of wine if they have wine, that's hard to mess up too. Although there was a place that had warm tap beer. Like seriously, their cooler didn't work. And I would never order my draft beer from there.
Well, maybe they thought they were in Europe or something. Isn't that
no? They just didn't want to fix their. They just didn't want to fix their refrigerator there. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that doesn't work for me. Yeah. Wow.
And I wonder why they didn't sell much tap beer.
Yeah, right.
Are they in business still?
Yes, they are. They are actually. They are. And this was years ago, years and years. I haven't been in that place in years.
Wow.
Here's an interesting question. 3 items other than bar tools that you might bring to work. And I had given an example with Michael when I asked him the question. Mine was Band-Aids, gloves, because I don't like to touch some stuff. Gloves and red lipstick.
Red lipstick.
So what would your 3 items be?
Mine, dishwasher tablets. I put them in the drains.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Right, they clean up the drains, and we've been out of them. So, and they usually help with the little critters, the little flies.
Oh, the fruit flies.
Yeah. The stylus pens, because my fingers do not work on any touch tone anything, touch screen. So the stylus pens, so that I'm not pounding on the OTB machine trying to get it to do something. Yeah. And when I worked at the bowling alley and we had the pool leagues there, I bought cue balls. Yes, I have 2 very expensive cue balls. They cost me $50.
Yeah, I
And
did
that
that.
was
I bought a cue ball
20
for the bar, and it ended up being not totally round. It was crazy.
Oh, well,
There
these,
was, or it
they
was off
never,
balance or something.
well, they never complained about him. Even Rudy, I don't know if you remember Rudy.
I
Even
remember
Rudy
Rudy.
didn't complain. So, and he was the main, he used to bring his own cue balls.
I remember
Um,
Rudy.
yeah, but I would put them, I had a special mark on them that I knew they were mine.
Uh-huh.
And I brought them and I took them off the pool table every single night. I still have them in the Folgers plastic coffee can up on my shelf. I took them home with me. I still have them, two of them. Yep.
That's cool. Souvenir.
Yes, souvenirs. Yep. So
What about
those are
you,
the
Jen?
three things I brought.
I'd have to say gloves. Something to protect myself in, because some places that I've worked, there's been some crazy, crazy things that have happened, and always had something, whether it was mace or
Oh, some kind of weapon. Okay. I wasn't sure where you were going.
yeah, I was just trying to put it nicely without
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you know
keep
what I'm saying.
pepper spray there now.
Yeah. And I totally forgot what was, my iced tea.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she brings that everywhere.
My 2 liter of Lipton brisk tea goes in the refrigerator in my cup. Yes, but
Do you
gloves.
make your own iced tea, Jen?
No, I drink Lipton brisk tea,
Okay.
and so yeah, it'd be gloves, protection, and my tea.
Well, I gotta say, I don't know. Gloves I had, they're there, of course, and now you gotta use them. People flip out if you handle anything, without
Yeah.
it.
Well,
But
I left the box of gloves there because I
yeah,
can't touch the cleaners because I'm allergic to everything, and I
and one
don't.
is
I hate,
yours, right? One is yours, and one is the
yeah,
regular.
yeah. One of
So
the latex gloves are not the latex. The vinyl gloves are mine. The plastic food gloves were there already.
okay, the big Frankenstein
Yeah, the big ones. Those are
ones. Yeah.
the food service
Okay.
gloves.
All right. I love working with them. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, right. And when I cut the limes, if I'm wearing them, I end up cutting the glove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
The worst thing
Definitely.
for me is using the tongs with them to get something out of that air fryer, and they always squeeze right out of my hands with that plastic thing,
Oh,
and they go
yep.
flying all over the place. And I
Yeah.
got to pick them up and
Oh,
watch them
I
start all
hated
over.
those gloves. I hated those gloves. But
Yeah.
the last time that I bartended, the only gloves that we had there
Or those ones.
was the food gloves.
Yeah.
And those didn't like protect you from for cleaning or
No.
you know just not for antibacterial.
Yeah.
You could
Oh, yeah.
still get
Yeah, they're just
So-
for food.
yeah.
They rip
All right.
too easy.
They
Yep.
do, definitely.
Yeah.
Next question. Annie, has anyone tipped you with anything other than cash?
I have to say, every once in a while, I would get a scratch off ticket or a quick draw ticket
Yeah.
with a supplement. That wasn't the only thing I ever got. So yeah, I have to say, kind of no. They would just add those on. Here's a winning, and it would be $1, but it was a
Right,
dollar I didn't
right.
have before. But they would leave money otherwise. Sometimes
Have you?
50 cents. Sometimes
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Right. Have you ever had anybody buy you dinner and then say that's your tip?
No.
No? Oh,
No,
I've had that.
I've had
I've had
somebody
that.
buy me dinner, come back with dinner. Had one guy was trying to, he went next door to the barbecue place and brought me back a whole barbecue dinner.
Oh yeah.
The first time I ever met him. But you know what? I took it home. I ate it. Thank
How about you, Jen?
I had somebody say, well, let me take you out to dinner on Saturday night for your tip. No, no, I don't want to go out on a date with you. No, no, thank you. But left the bar, no tip.
Yeah.
But you know, some will like buy you a drink chip.
Yeah. I've gotten some drink chips too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody listening, we all like the cash, we all like the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we work for
That's why we're there. We're there for the cash.
Yeah. I can't go buy a
Exactly.
gallon of milk with somebody's dinner. That doesn't work.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. And I can't buy a gallon of milk with a drink chip. I mean, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate anything a customer leaves me, whether it's a scratch off or if it's a winning quick draw or something like that. I am very appreciative. I wasn't appreciative. Oh, well, go out on a date with me and that will be your tip. I didn't appreciate that.
No. Yeah. I pick my rewards. Thank you very much. You don't get to reward me, if I don't want you as a reward. So that just doesn't work out. Yes.
Yeah.
Goddamn Y chromosomes, see? Oh, darn. I'm sorry I swore. Sorry, Tony.
Oh, no, that's not a
No,
problem.
that's okay. I'm
That
surprised
is
the
not a
F word
problem.
hasn't.
I'm
I'm
sure
trying to regulate myself. Yeah.
I'm sure I've already sweared a few times because it just comes out,
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, Annie, I'm surprised I haven't dropped the F word a couple of times already. I'm being very good.
I did a lot of practicing because I didn't know whether Tony would have a little beeper or what, like that.
No. There's not a beeper. We have a warning in the beginning of the podcast that this is adult content.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Swear away.
Yeah. Oh my God. Funny.
So tell me your pet peeves with the rude customers. Like mine is if they call the bar to order a drink when they're sitting right at the bar.
Yes.
Oh
my
God.
Yes. Did you see me punch Rich?
You punched him?
That to me? Yes.
Oh, that's right. You said he did that to you. He's the one that did that to me too, but other people have too.
Yes.
He and Dale did it. And they were, I didn't even have to recognize the voice because I turned around to see who it was. And the two of them were falling on each other. They were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Same thing happened. Yep.
They think it's so funny.
They think that's funny.
Yeah, they do. Well, I guess they got to break you in. That was one of the first weeks that I worked there. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That was like my initiation.
I turned around and told Richie, I go, now you can wait to be served last.
Oh,
well, yeah, that's kind of like what I told him. Like I said, how dry are you? Because you're going to be drier. Yeah. And Dale's no help to him. Richie can keep a straight face. Dale can't. He was like, it was funny.
He can't.
But my other pet peeve, if I am waiting on a customer or I am talking to someone, making their drink, don't come, stick a ticket in my face and demand that I do something for you right then. Don't come and interrupt me while I'm talking. I'm going to start, and Annie, come to school to learn your manners. I can't even. That annoys me more than it. And don't. I mean, we were discussing that today. Don't be banging on the bar.
No.
Don't click your fingers. When I worked at Gino's, the guy that opened I think his first name was Mike. I forget his last name now. I used to know it.
He had Steak Barn, which was right up the road, and then he opened Greenbaum and Gilhooly's. And that guy used to come to Gino's in the middle of a packed dining room
Yes.
and whistle and hold up his glass. And we worked by stations there. So, you know, he had to be the rudest customer there. The other one would be, you would get these couples come in older from the city. It was usually a certain ethnic group that would come in, and they, you know, would be the women with the glasses with the little gold initials or diamonds on the end. Yeah, but that show, that Marvelous Mrs. Whatever, the glasses she wears.
Yeah.
And the high heels with the fur on the toe, you know, the heelless
Oh yeah.
one.
Yep.
Yes. And they'd be sitting right there. You would be to their right, getting, you know, asking about the table, and they would turn to their husband and say, George, tell the girl I want my spaghetti put on a different plate. George,
Oh, like
tell the girl.
she couldn't tell you?
Yeah, yes.
She couldn't talk to you?
Yeah, that used to get me. And it used to make my boss very nervous when they did that to me. Because he was
Because he didn't know what you were going to do.
Oh, yeah. He was a very conservative man, Italian, very, very old-fashioned conservative Italian, and very, like, the man just, he never got in a physical confrontation in his life. He told me that one time when I had to break up a fight, and he asked why I did it. Guy had a broken nose, boss. That's why I had to go over the bar and break up the fight, you know?
Oh,
You can't have blood all over the place. But anyway, yeah, that, and I used to make him a nervous wreck because he knew. He just knew. And I would just, oh. He'd be waiting in the kitchen, just shaking his head and clucking. Sorry, boss. That's what I used to call him, boss. Sorry, boss. You know? Either that or if something was funny. You know, I'd go back, hey, if it's funny, it's funny. What do you that time a lady blew out her birthday candle and her teeth ended up on the table.
Oh my God.
Oh my. I have to tell you, he came to the table to sing happy birthday with us, you know. His teeth went flying out of her spumoni. I ran into the kitchen, left him standing right there. I ran into the kitchen.
I would too.
He had to finish waiting on the table because I told him I can't go back there. Sorry, boss, I can't go back there. Send me home. You know, if it's funny, it's funny. Yeah, so he was never sure. By the time I stopped working there, he was a little more versatile.
You warmed down.
The poor guy. Now his wife and I, we'd be hysterical. We were laughing all the time. He'd just sit there and look. But yeah, I just don't be disrespectful just because I'm a bartender or I'm a waitress. You know, who died and left you king or queen that you're that much better than me? No, so don't disrespect.
That was one of my 14 things never to say to a bartender was, what is your real job? Like when people say, what is your real job? Like bartending isn't a real job. Really.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, because most people can't do it.
No.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. As a matter of fact, I had a career guidance person tell me one time that she would hire someone with waitress or bartending experience because the fact that they can multitask, they can usually add on the go. They knew how to handle situations with customer relations.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's so, you can't, you're right. And that, what's your real job? I had never been asked that before. Maybe I just have that look on my forehead that says, don't even freaking think about asking that.
Yeah, right.
I-
What's your real job?
yeah.
That
you know?
that pisses me off. I've had people ask me that question,
Oh,
and I'm like, I'd like to see you get behind this bar and do what I do.
yeah, go right ahead and try it. You'll be
I said,
screaming
would
for
you
your
like to
mommy in
try
the
it?
corner. Yeah.
I go, because there is no way you'd be able to handle this.
Mhm. They
I
just
don't have
No.
no manners whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then, when they bang their beer bottle or their glass on the bar, or they snap at you or clap your hands, yo, or yo,
Yep.
yo,
Yo. Oh,
yo.
yeah. I hate the yo.
Oh, yo. Yeah, yo.
right here. And
Yeah.
you have, I'll never forget this one time. I mean, I had a packed bar. There was like 5 other people in front of this guy, and he's banging away and he's yelling, yo, yo, yo. You know what? I have something to fix your ass. Now you're going to be the last person to be served. I don't even care if you were the next person in line.
Yep.
Jen, I gotta remind you of something. Remember the Anal-ese?
Oh my God.
The
Oh
what?
my God, yes.
The what?
The
Okay, so
what?
listen, Annie. Listen, Annie. This is. I'm gonna explain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it's called Anal-ese. So you buy it at Giggles. It's numbing gel. So I had a tube of it. She can't even stop laughing. Hold on, listen. You have to listen. Listen to her laughing. You're both laughing. You're both laughing.
Did you do it to somebody I know? Oh my
Let me explain. Let me explain what we do with this. So I would, where the mug cooler is.
Yeah.
So I would pour out a little bit on top of that mug cooler, and you can't see it. It's like a clear gel.
Right.
So if somebody pissed me off, I would go open their beer, and as I'm walking over to get their beer, I stick my finger in that gel, and I grab the beer, and I pop it open, and I wipe my finger over the top of the beer bottle.
Oh,
So when I give it to them, their lips go numb. Listen to you two. I got Michael with that, by the way. I got Michael with that.
Oh
Got
no.
Michael with that. And then there was a customer, Tom, I think his name was. I'm not going to say a last name, but didn't even notice.
No, it was Michael that didn't notice.
It was Michael?
It was Michael that didn't notice. He didn't notice right away. And then when we told him, he's like, I knew something was weird. I just thought I was really drunk.
Holy
You got your husband with that. I'll never forget
Oh
that.
my God. I got everybody with that one night. It was hilarious. And I was
How'd
so
you ever-
good at it. Nobody ever saw me do it.
Yes, that is true.
I could have roofied everybody in the bar that night. They would have never even known.
I never even ever did that. I don't think you ever did it to me. I don't ever remember it being done.
Oh.
No, I didn't do it to you. Annie's cracking up. She's picturing this. Listen to her.
Oh my God.
And then she would tell me, Jen, go grab that out of my bag. It's in the bag in the back. It's in the bag. Remember your tote bag that you had in the back in the kitchen?
Yep.
She goes, Jen, go get it. It's in that bag, right? And I was just like, and I start laughing, right? As I'm going to get it, and I'm trying to hide it. And I'm like, who the fuck pissed her off now?
Oh my God.
Well, that's what happens to rude customers.
Oh my God.
I
That's
gotta get
funny.
another tube of that stuff. No,
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
and if they still make it.
Oh no, I gotta look that up now.
It
It's the bar tube. Piss me off, and this is what you get.
Oh my God. I got that idea from another bartender, by the way, just to let you know.
Wow.
Wendy told me about that. Wendy gave me that tube, as a matter of fact, the first one I had.
Yes. And then we went to Giggles and got more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we should probably get on to the next question.
Yes.
So the next question was just, have you ever worked a wedding?
Yes, I have. Yep. Several of them. Yes. Yes, I have. You know what? You have a lot of fun at weddings.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Especially if they're like tiki bar outside bars, like it.
Oh.
I did one of those.
No, I've never done that. But
no,
mostly at some kind of club, or well, of course at Gino's. We had a lot of weddings at Gino's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the back room they would hold them.
Ah, that's Gino's on Main Street?
Oh no. This is the original Gino's. That is a branch off from the one on Allerton Avenue in the Bronx. That one, all the ones that are on Main Street just cracks me up, because all of a sudden everybody was copying Gino's logo and the style of lettering on their signs and everything. But yeah, this one was there's the Gino's. I don't know if it's still there. Allerton Avenue as a matter of fact, it was in that movie, The Bronx Tale.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So they used to be Club 82 on 82, and opened Gino's. So that's where I spent. There was only one cook that spoke regular English in the back. I mean, Italian, but yeah, that they did weddings, that kind of thing. And then I've worked a lot of clubs, weddings at clubs. And I worked for a caterer that used to do, but I always have fun at weddings. It's a lot of work though.
Yeah. Especially if you got to set up and break down the bar.
Yep. It's 14 hours of nonstop. Yeah. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah.
Unless So
Jen and I have wedding stories that don't even include bartending, because Jen used to be a wedding planner too.
Yes.
And I helped her with a couple of weddings, but I didn't bartend them. The closest I got to bartending them was I had to run to get a keg of beer because I ran out of beer, remember?
Yes. Yes.
They ran out of beer. I had to go get a keg of beer.
And then the caterer they hired, I told them how many servers that they were going to need, and only 4 showed up, and we needed 12. And so my staff,
I had to serve.
Tony had to serve. My niece, who was only 12 years old at the time, and she had to leave at a certain time. And I forget who else I had working that night. It was mainly Tony and I.
And that was the one where somebody cut the cake, right?
Yes.
Somebody cut the wedding cake before anybody got there. Somebody cut the wedding cake.
Yes.
They wanted a piece of cake, I guess, and they cut the freaking wedding cake before the wedding started.
And we made sure that the cake where it was cut was in the back, and we kind of like with the flowers and stuff, kind of like camouflaged it. And
oh my God,
the bride did not even notice, because she was the worst bridezilla you ever met in your life.
Oh, that makes it even better.
I mean, she had llamas pulling her in the cart to the altar.
Where the hell was this? Llamas?
That's where I started. I was out on the road with the llamas, waiting for the wedding to start so I could tell them when to go. I had the headset on.
Yes.
Oh my God. You were walking the llamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go, Tony. I'm impressed.
You're impressed? I
Yeah,
didn't get spit on.
thank God. Thank God. Yeah, that was definitely interesting. I mean, I bartended friends' weddings for them. I did them a favor, but to actual like a wedding like in a facility and stuff like that, I haven't bartended at that I recall, I remember.
So, last question of the evening. Do you have any crazy stories? I want to hear a crazy story from both of you.
Okay. When I was working at Gino's, on Mondays, it was my boss and I, and that was it. I did the dining room, he did the bar, or I did, both if he was doing something. Well, and like I said before, Egidio was a very conservative man. He, a very refined gentleman. You just didn't. He was when I started, but anyway, I went over. I had to go make 2 drinks, and I had 2 drinks, one in each hand, and all of a sudden, I fell through the bar floor.
What?
Oh my God.
You fell
Holding-
through the floor? Like to another floor?
I didn't make it to another floor. Thank God for my big butt, because that
So you
didn't
were
make it
stuck
to
in
the
the floor?
My
Oh
butt
my
stopped me
God.
from falling through to the floor. The wood was so rotted under the sinks. Now he's on the phone placing an order. I think it was a dairy order. I'm not sure what it was. But anyway, now I'm in the floor, and I always called him boss. And I'm like, boss. He turns around, he looks at me, and I hear him say to the guy, I have to go now because my bartender is stuck in my floor. So he hangs up the phone.
Oh my God.
He comes over. Now I'm still holding the drinks, right? And he's trying, and every place he goes to pick me up, he's either touching my boob or touching someplace. And he starts to pull me up, and he backs away. Ooh. Yes. And finally, I just said to him, boss, I don't give a shit if you grab my tit. Get me out of the floor.
Oh my God. You're lucky you didn't fall all the way through.
I am. Thank God for my big butt, because otherwise I would have.
Oh my God.
Anyway, he gets me up. I still have the drinks. I bring him out to the table. Now here I am.
Wait.
You know how,
You didn't drop the drinks?
no, I didn't let go of the drinks. No.
Oh my God.
It was. I didn't know where to put him down, because the whole floor. Right? So
Oh my God.
I go and I bring the
I
drinks
would
to
have
the
threw
table.
those drinks.
And the 2 older people that I had made the drinks for, they're looking at me like, what is all that noise? So the floor was so rotted that, like black rotten wood, it was just sliding. Both the outside of my legs were just covered with that stuff. So anyhow, I showed him. I said, well, we just had an incident, blah, 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 blah. So at the next day, I go into work. And there's a big sign on a paper bag taped to a broom handle, stuck where I fell through the floor, and it says Annie's hole. I don't know if they ever fixed that after I quit. I don't. I'm sure once it became.
I'm sure they had to. You can't have a bar with a hole in the floor. I mean,
the poor man didn't know where to pick me up to get me out of there. I was like, what are you going to leave? You going to leave me there? Do you think I'm going to mind? Or you want to call my husband? He can come pull me up. So that I can't even. I could not stand it. And he was so embarrassed. That's only one of my crazy stories from there. Only one.
Tony, Annie tops me. I'm sorry. She tops me.
I can't. The next time I do this, you got to ask me about the guy whose dentures ended up in the chicken leg. You got to tell me about. I can't even tell you how much stuff happened there. Unbelievable.
So we're gonna have Annie on again.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
and we got to hear Jen's story, and then
Yes.
yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Jen.
I got two of them. Actually, one of them was a rude customer.
Okay.
I turned my back away because I went to go serve somebody else. And the customer, comes up from behind me, which is behind the bar. It was like at the end of the bar where I was working.
He came behind the bar.
Yeah, and he came over my shoulder and stuck money down my shirt, grabs a hold of my breast, and puts my chip inside my bra.
Did you elbow him in the face?
I elbowed him in the chest, and I was so surprised because this is a decent, respectful person, and I really like this person. And the other weird thing is too, he's married, and like I was just like, I was mortified. I was just like, like how like I was stunned. Like I didn't even like know what to do. My first reaction, it was just a reaction, is I elbowed because he came up from behind me. I didn't know exactly who it was.
Was his wife there?
Huh?
Was his wife there?
No. And
No.
I know he would not have done that if his wife was there. But just hearing the other guys and the friends and the group and everything like that, I love all those guys. I think it was a dare.
Oh, maybe.
A dare. So that was kind of like a crazy thing that, not too crazy.
Yeah.
One of the crazy stories is someone very close to me ends up throwing somebody through the window of the bar, which therefore ended up making that window even bigger than it was prior to it, because they were looking over something stupid. Somebody was talking to me or said the wrong thing, and then it became a big issue, and there was just broken glass all over there and all over the place. That was a mess.
Need I mention Y chromosomes and their naturally born defects? They come with them. You just have to think of it that way, because that's what makes them acceptable to live with, because they come with those defects. It's not something they did on purpose. It's nothing about them. It's
not something they did on purpose.
No. Unbelievable.
Annie, you definitely have to come back on again.
Yes.
We got so many crazy stories that we could actually sit here all night and talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of crazy stories, for anybody listening, at the end of the episode, all our contact information will be up, and we want to hear your stories. We want to hear them. We want everyone to hear them. So send them in, or just get in touch with us, and we can have you come on, just like we have Annie come on. And I wanted to tell you guys, listen to this, our geographic locations of our audience. I went on today to look at the audience and where everyone's from.
Yeah.
And, most of the listeners are in the United States, but we have people in Austria listening, people in the United Kingdom, people in Thailand, and people in Australia.
Wow.
Cool.
So all you bartenders from over there, we want to hear your stories too. Please get in touch.
Definitely get in touch. Tell us your stories.
All right. So that's it for this episode. And hopefully Annie hasn't had time to listen to them all yet, but she's going to.
No. Yes, I am. Oh boy, am I. Yes.
She's got them on. She has them on Audible.
Yeah.
And I'll be back next episode with some more crazy stories, crazier than the ones that we already talked about.
Okay, cool. All right, it's been great. I had a lot of fun, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Yep. I'm going to go fix myself a beverage, and I'm going to go and listen to all these other ones.
Well, that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll be chatting at you next week. You can contact us in many ways. Email at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Our website at www.talesofasmalltownbartender.com. Facebook, facebook.com/talesofasmalltownbartender. Instagram, Tales of a Small Town Bartender. TikTok, Tales of a Bartender. Twitter at bartender_tales, and on our Patreon page, patreon.com/Tales of a Small Town Bartender.